Rysandria had curiously not been present on the front lines of these events. She had instead been kneeling down deep in concentrated prayer to Shalia for hope. She focused all of her divine understanding into one moment of total clarity. Within those few seconds it seemed, even though surely impossible, that the form of Shalia herself, smiling with kindness, flashed before her mind's eye, but for a moment. The priestesses of Shalia were the ultimate opponent of the forces of Nurgle. They opposed the disease and malevolent schemes of the Fly Lord better than any other order within the entire old world. With that, a suddenly blinding flash erupted from Rysandria's hands, as a spell that would normally only affect one demon at a time instead reached a critical mass of sorts and splayed out a blanket of enduring light across the entirety of the room. The powerful tide washed over every demon present and across the group too. Where it was spread thinner than it would have been, its actual power would not have been enough to harm a large manifestation of chaos. However, it was more than enough to hurt these Nurglings. The demons at once tore apart in the holy light as the body of Blackrock too was consumed by holy flames. The Nurglings were destroyed, as was their entry point into this plane of reality. The holy light had shone too upon the group, but had been practically harmless to them. Dieter, however, was contracted over, with some internal pain visible on his face. Rysandria inquired worriedly, "Dieter, what is wrong?"
"I am fine, silly girl. This battle has simply taken it out of me. I am not as able-bodied as some of you."
Tristram could feel himself losing consciousness, but he needed to do one last thing before he fell into Mor's embrace. He reached up and placed a hand on Rysandria's shoulder.
"I must tell you, Miss Moore. Verena granted me a glimmer of the true intentions."
He coughed up blood as pain racked his entire body. Rysandria made a move to silence him, to tell him to conserve his strength, but he spoke again before she could.
"Chaos still plots against us, even now. The Northmen gather their strength in preparation for their next attempt to destroy us, but you must be the ones to warn the Empire of this new threat. Tell them."
Tristram's hand fell from her shoulder. The poison had finally took him to the gates of Mor, and as the life drained from his eyes, Rysandria lowered her head in silent prayer for his soul. A single tear rolled down each of her cheeks as once again she had failed to save yet another life. The group slowly and mournfully made their way out of the room, through the busted doorway. With each fight they won and walked away from, some of them felt as if they had lost a little more of themselves each time. If anyone had been looking a little more closely, they would have seen that while Dieter was walking away amongst the rest of the group, his shadow had somehow stayed behind in the room, as if burnt into place, where the emanation that had scared the beast men away occurred earlier.